If y'all have seen my first video, you'll realize that I am now talking about yet another Chinese Yuri that has disappeared for far too long. But this time, I believe it'll come back. But let me contextualize first by telling you guys what this Yuri's about, alright? So, riddle me this. What would you do if you were a nonchalant, top of your school, friendless nerd who got surrounded by a bunch of teenage girls asking if you had a crush on some random guy you've only talked to once? For Kang Shu, or if we're going by the Tapas translation, Sadie Kang, she chose to say that she liked the chalant, bottom-of-the-barrel, also friendless girl Chi Lin, aka Lex Chi. I'm going to say their Chinese names because it feels right, though I might butcher it a bit. If the pronunciation's way too ass, then comment down below, I guess. But anyways, that's the introduction of My Darling is the Cutest, a story of how these polar opposites met and gradually closed the gap between each other. Oh, and small rant, but if you guys have watched Licorice Recoil, you guys must have seen the resemblance between the two pairs. Kangshu is literally Takina, and Chilin is literally Chisato, except more of a girl failure, and both of them have a fairly similar dynamic in their respective series. Okay, rant over. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Let's get to me actually talking about this Yuri. Psst, if you haven't read the story yet, read it. There will be spoilers, but only for the beginning. So when Kangshu impulsively uttered the magic words, "I'm interested in Chi-Lin from Class G," many events would come to motion for these two girls. Chi-Lin, whom Kangshu had never previously talked to and only recalled her because of her astronomically low grades, would barrel into her life in all of her dog-like glory. Kangshu, who isn't exactly as excited about being friends as the other girl is, realizes that she can't exactly reject Chi-Lin cause, well, girl's low-key been through it. Her self-worth is so low, it's practically underground because nobody in her life, including her family or teachers, think that she could amount to anything. So Kangshu, out of her good conscience, decides to take her in as a friend. For now. And this fuck-ass weirdo comes into the store, spying on them from behind as the Yuri's unfolding. His name is Kui Shin, aka Xavier Kui, and he is the one that everyone thought Kangshu was in a relationship with. And as unbelievable as it may be, he's also my favorite man in all of Yuri. He may be very, very odd. I, for one, was put off by him too, but he's really just a silly guy with a chronic case of himetachi. But for real, he's actually pretty interesting outside of his shipping tendencies, I promise. I'm not gonna say exactly why I like him so much, but I'll just say 2 words with 1 picture, and hopefully someone understands me. Okay? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, apricot jam. Alright, let's move on. So the first few chapters comprise of Chi-Lin trying to figure out what being friends with another person truly means, and Kangshu reluctantly trying to adjust to her new life of being friends with her. For example, there's a scene where Kangshu gets a bit fed up with Chi-Lin's antics since it's affecting her studies, and communicates to her that, to which Chi-Lin easily agrees in front of her, but inwardly is a bit saddened by the supposed distancing on Kangshu's end. So how does Chi-Lin try to become friends with her without interrupting her studies? She decides to dress up as a giraffe and do nice gestures for her in order to be friends with her and not interrupt her studies as Chi-Lin, but instead as the school mascot. Kangshu immediately figures it out though and tells her to stop trying to figure out how to be friends by herself and reminds her that becoming friends is the work of 2 people. They're too much. Oh my goodness. So I'm not going to say what else happens after they solidify their relationship, cause, well, the story so far is over 120 chapters. That's a lot to cover, but I can give you a very brief, spoiler-free overview. The chapters cover the sadder backstories of the 2 girls. Like, it gets angsty. And the girls try to support each other despite those setbacks. You also get introduced to new characters like this middle schooler and this mean girl who both get their own character arcs. And as for these 2 girls and the status of their relationship by the end of the first season, spoiler alert, they get closer to each other and the Yuri very slowly is cooked into the series, but they don't actually get together by the end of the first season. Now wait, before you say that this is just Yuri subtext or, God forbid, Yuri bait, let me tell you that a psychic woman who can predict the future saw them almost make out in her crystal ball. And then on the last chapter of the first season. It ends with them celebrating the New Year's together. It's super wholesome and everyone loves each other, and we as the audience are clutching our pearls waiting for Jilin and Gangju to finally realize they're gay for each other and kiss. But then it ends with an indefinite hiatus. A 3-year-long one. I was younger than the characters when I first read the story. Now, I'm older than them. Man. But don't worry guys, it may have been a hot minute since this story was last active, but Guo Si Te, the author, never officially said that she was going to permanently discontinue it. Even though I've scoured through this author's social media and saw nothing but cats, and the most recent videos being from 6 years ago, they seem pretty active on Weibo, so let's look. Alright, so we're on the page. Let's see. There's a mention of it, but it's from 2019, so I don't know if that counts. I don't know if there's anything going on. Wait. Yo, I saw this on my Instagram today. Some guy made like a whole train station for cats in 4 months. Yeah, pretty cool video. Okay, I can't go past this point. Let me just look at Yo Fox Culture's Weibo, since the company was founded by Guo Si Te and was the producer of the story. So let's look through this mini banner they got here. I hope they have what I'm looking for. God damn it. Okay, so you might think this might be another Lost Cause Chinese Yuri, but come on, this isn't another Tom and Degushi, I swear! Cause do you know what My Darling is the Cutest has that Tom and Degushi doesn't have? A fucking live action show, baby! Now you might be thinking, huh? What does that have to do with your argument that this story that's been dead for 4 years is gonna come back? Well, my dear questionnaire, hear me out for a second here. If you manage to get a whole live action show running off of your comic, that's evidence that there's a big audience for it. So naturally, you wouldn't just cut it short when it's getting good, right? And making that show is a way to advertise to new viewers of the original source. So why would they make a whole show knowing that more people will pick up their webcomic just to, let me repeat myself, just to cut it short when it's getting good? Now, I'm aware that some of you may have looked up the live action show and realized, there's actually no word about what happened post-production. There's no legal websites or super legal websites out there that actually has this show. Even my drama list has no idea what happened to it. And to that, I say, yeah, I have no clue what happened either. I really hope it actually got released, and the reason why I'm not seeing it is because I don't live in China, or it just hasn't been released yet. If the post-production process really did implode, damn. If someone actually knows what happened, please comment down below. I've been waiting for years for an answer, but I still believe, alright? For as long as that hiatus tag on the Tapest site says hiatus, I will keep waiting. And y'all will wait too, right? Right? Guys? Okay, but regardless of how many L's that Chinese Yuri seems to get, it's important to note that Yuri is a growing subgenre. It's getting more and more popular every day, which means that there is more and more demand for it. And comic industries certainly can't ignore it, so I want to be optimistic and believe that this comic will come back. And even if it doesn't, I want to be optimistic and believe that for one censored kiss scene that we have today, there's going to be 2 more scenes in the future where there's no lube, no protection all night, all day from the kitchen floor to the toilet. Okay, let me rephrase, okay? What I meant to say is that I want to be optimistic and believe that for one axed Yuri media that we have today, there will be 2 more thoughtfully written, well-drawn, and emotionally impactful ones that will enter the industry in the future. So, thank you for watching, and keep each other safe.